Hello and howdy out there, YouTubers, programmers, and procrastinators. My name's Demo440 and welcome to the channel. Today, I'm fixing a resolve that Studio 346 haven't resolved. I'm playing Railroads Online. This game came out well before Centuries of Steam ever was created, so I hope you guys enjoy the video. This is my first time ever live streaming, so I hope you guys enjoy. Without any further ado, let's get into this, shall we? I already started a server up, so I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so this is the inside of the rotary snow blower or snow plow, whatever. It's hard to remember. Ah, yeah, I forgot. I was at night. Hush up, you. And yes, I'm playing alone. And I give me sorry. I do apologize if you guys message anything in my videos. I'm not going to be able to answer any responses, so I do apologize if I don't answer. And before you guys are wondering, I've played this game long before now, but sadly, I lost my original account several times, so this is the first time in, God, roughly half a year? Roughly? I mean, ever since I got my new computer, so... Alright, once I get to this split here, then I apply. 3, 2, 1. There we go. When you're playing alone, you'll have to learn to work with some tricks. My trick is that you set the throttle on the engine and then you allow it to pull on the train cars when you're loading. Sure, it's not an ethical sense, but when you know the train's not going to get away from you that fast, then you're going to be just fine. Oh, pardon me. I guess that's better. Alright, allow this to move forward. And 3, 2, 1. And I decided to play Railroads Online because Studio 346 couldn't get off their ass and make a demo. Now look, you all heard me complain about Studio 346 not releasing or making a demo of Centuries of Steam. I'm not saying for them to release the full game, I'm just saying, give us a chance to play your game and maybe we'll keep quiet. If you don't allow us to play your stupid game, then how do you expect us to stay quiet and wait for you? We're not going to wait for you if you don't give us what we want. If you don't give us what we're expecting from you, then you're not going to get what you're expecting from us. It's the rule of thumb. You give and you take. If you don't give, you don't take, don't you know? Heck, it's like running a business. You don't promote your product before it's done. You promote it when it's done, so then that way people can enjoy it immediately when you release your content. It's kind of hard to be interested in Sentry's Steam if the game's not out. Or heck, the demo's not out. But I do admit, there are some things that changed since I left Railroads Online. One, I noticed that the graphics have changed, but then again, I got a better computer now than what I had last time. My last computer, whew, that thing was a shitbox. That thing could hardly run Railroads Online, heck, even record. If you guys look back in my older videos, you would see why I say that. There we go. And that's also another thing about Railroads Online that I really hope I can get to play at some point. That's if you release it. Is that, one, it has much smoother gameplay than this game itself. The physics are realistic, unlike this game. This game, the physics are kind of there. Like, see, this shit box ain't worth anything of this stinking track. This locomotive hates turns like that. Let's see. And that and the audio for the locomotive cuts out every time, which is kind of annoying in my book. You know, one of the few memories I remembered about playing this game, I had someone play with me online in Railroads Online that told me this when there was a mod where you could use a special map to see all of your track layout and throw switches ahead of the engine. And I think it was Train Loader or something like that. I don't quite remember. But as far as I remembered, uh, yes, he said my rail yard for most of my businesses look like a giant spaghetti. Actually, if you look at my map, I guess he's... I don't see it. I don't see a giant spaghetti, do you? And another thing I noticed when it comes to Railroads Online, some of the Eagle Eye viewers, or those who stuck around with Mark Hubert, aka Heiss, you would know that the Eureka is known as the 818C class. 818C class. But before, a long time ago when I played, this was just known as Eureka. Despite you could name it however you want. I chose to make it say Eureka as its name and Eureka and Palisade because that's where it worked historically. And ever since Studio 346's videos of the devlogs, they called it, the class is called the 818C. And there you go, Baldwin 818C, Eureka. They still kept the Eureka name, but they gave it its proper title. Despite, judging by the design, it kind of looks like Palisade. But the difference was Palisade had a flat front, flat smoke box, a flat smoke box door, and a short smoke box. Eureka had a slightly bigger smoke box. But meh, that's just me. Alright, shut off brakes. I give it about 9% throttle. And coming close to daytime. Ah, bugger. And another thing I think that was kind of nice that the newer owners of Railroads Online has done. Originally, we had link and pin couplers. That means we only had a link and then a pin that fits into the link to hold it in place. But now, we got knuckle couplers, which now that I play with them, they feel so much better than what they were with the link and pin. Because unlike link and pin, where you back up and couple up, you have to add a link first before you come together and then drop the pin on either cars. That was a pain, trust me. Bugger! I wasn't paying attention. Oh, you stinking crap. Oh, you piece of piss! Yes, I played Team Fortress 2, so bite me. Bite my shiny metal ass. I'll myrtleize him. Alrighties. Think I'm good here. Oh, wait. I forgot. Did I do my intro? I think I forgot. Howdy's out there, YouTubers, programmers, and procrastinators. My name's Demo440, and welcome to the channel. And if you guys like my videos and wish to see more, please don't forget to click on that press subscribe and click on that notification bell to be notified of any new videos I may come out with. And if you guys like my channel and wish to support me, please don't forget to give a like and subscribe. And like again, click on that notification bell to be notified of any new videos I put out. Now I'm loaded up and let's roll. Ah, Eureka. Ah, yes, I was gonna talk about the Eureka and why the developers that now own Railroads Online haven't updated their models yet. Or heck, updated anything to make the game seem slightly better. Why does it feel like, oh, no wonder why it felt like I have a brake on, because I didn't have full throttle. So, back to what I was saying about the models in Railroads Online and why the developers haven't done too much. 1. The brakes on the Eureka are kind of unique in its regard. You notice that there's a gauge right here. On other locomotives, you don't get this gauge. It's only Eureka and other locomotives with a air compressor that you get this dial. And that's because Eureka in preservation has an air compressor. During her initial run, when she was first built, she never had any air compressors. So this is after her preservation, and preservation means that something that was almost scrapped is now living and surviving again, doing what it used to do in during its working days. That are repaired and used for displaying purposes to give people a feel of how it was back in the old days. But the one thing that's wrong about the Eureka is its air brake system. Oh, got a notification. I'll stop my train and I'll make an example. Now, the Eureka as it is now is built almost exactly like it was during her preservation days. Now, she's not a very bad locomotive. Sorry, built in her preservation days. No, she's exactly looks like when she was working for the Eureka and Palisade. That's right. She didn't stay with the Eureka and Palisade. She served another company, and she was repainted, redesigned, looking completely different than what she looks right now, and currently in preservation. But, as I was saying about the brakes for the Eureka, this is your air brakes. You got 100% and nothing. When air brakes were first introduced for the Eureka, she had a smaller air compressor of this type. But this is a bigger one. After she served as a logging locomotive, she was then rescued and used as a private locomotive in a movie. And then she was stored in a shed, and the said shed burned down, and people found her and took her back and restored her to original, like right now. Which is, I think, one of the nicest things they've done. But Railroads Online, like I said, failed in depicting the accuracy of this locomotive. One, yes, it has air brakes, but where's the brakes only stop the engine itself, not the tender. In Railroads Online, it only stops the locomotive and not the tender. The original Eureka that's in preservation, she'd probably look exactly like this. But the thing is, even though she has air brakes, what's stopping this engine? No offense, but I don't see brakes on the leading truck. That's the front 4 wheels on the front of the engine. I don't see anything here on the drivers that tells me that she has brakes on her driving wheels. So what? What does the air brakes mean? Nothing? But you'll see there are hoses that runs in here. Now, let's see if I could spot it out. No, I guess when Mark Hubert, aka president of Studio 346, was part of Railroads Online, I think he failed to put the 3D model of the air brakes on this tender, which it kind of sucks, but I'll explain. Most engines of the 818C's type did have air brakes, but they only usually ran the tender, considering that they didn't have brakes for the locomotive. But later models of the standard gauge types, and also narrow gauge, had brake shoes that fit right in here, in between the two drivers, to apply brake pressure to either brake pressure driving wheels right here. So, for Railroads Online to depict the air brakes stopping the train, they've lied to everyone. There's no brake shoes saying that the train wheels are getting stopped. It's only the tender that's supposed to do the job of braking with the air brake system. Historically, if you wanted to stop, you had to shove the engine into reverse. Or use the tender brake. But that's enough of me ramblings on. Without further ado, let's roll out. And now you understand why I'm hazing Railroads Online, Centuries of Steam. Because one, I haven't played this game in over half a year. You know how much that hurts me mentally and physically? It hurts a lot. Damn it. So if Railroads Online, Centuries of Steam's developers are watching this, do us all a favor and make a demo for your game so at least everyone and me can relax. Heck, I want to play your game. I don't care if it's like Railroads Online, as long as we get to play it and see and interact with what's new. When Railroads Online was first made and Mark Hubert was part of the developers of Railroads Online, it was more interactive and fun to play because one, unlike what's going on with Railroad Centuries of Steam, we, the developers, and the people playing Railroads Online worked together to make the game better. That's completely opposite of what Railroads on Centuries of Steam is doing, which makes me mad. We worked together perfectly to make sure the game ran perfect, and yet you ignore all of our information just because you guys want to feel better about making your game by yourself. Talk about selfish. I understand making a game is a team effort, but it's also the people playing your game that is also a team effort. It's not just one person that's making the game. I understand you have a lot of people making your game, but the thing is, who's playing your game? Us, the players, not you. So, if you want us to stay happy, you have to release or give us something to stay happy. If you don't, then that's your fault for making us mad. And sorry, camera's right here, but I have two screens, so one screen has my recording session and one screen has my gameplay. So and yeah, I made a rail yard. I noticed that I'm having more and more freight cars than normal. So I needed a rail yard to store all my freight cars, so then that way they're not piling up on the main track. And brake. But that's also another thing that Railroads Online Centuries of Steam is doing, which is, I think, kind of nice. You can operate a locomotive without being in it, which is kind of nice, I think, in that regard. Think of it, you don't have to constantly keep running to the locomotive like in Railroads Online. You can literally leave the engine but still operate it from afar, which is kind of nice for single player operations. But as Mark Hubert said about coal firing, I would join the dark side. When the game comes out, I'll join the dark side. I'll manually shovel coal into the locomotive by myself. I think it'd be nice because it gives you a opportunity to be doing something else while the locomotive is working, which is, I think, a kind of a nice thing. Oh, and remember what I said about the knuckle couplers? Unlike what Mark Hubert deals with the Jannies, those ones are more of a pain than the standard knuckle couplers we see today. The ones in Railroads Online are kind of the same as the modern day couplers. And there you go, the couplers are hitched. Now I just need to detach the brakes and then I could leave. I didn't thought my microphone would pick it up, but I cracked my knuckles and my microphone picked it up. And yes, they added a speed reticle, which is kind of nice in most regards, because it keeps track on how fast you're moving. So if you know that you're going to go into a very tight spot, where the tracks are very sharp, you need to know how fast you're moving, so then that way you could slow down. Because trust me, I wrecked a few times in my life playing Railroads Online. Now, I built a section of track heading off to the iron mine up above, in the other valley. So, I'm going to, well, in the other valley. So, I already ran up a load of beams, so I'm going to fill up these flat cars with a load of planks. So then that way the iron mine could start producing iron. Yeah. With Crumpet. Hey, I also hate that setup where I confuse my throttle with my brake. Give me a second, folks, while I'm gonna pause here, but I'll get back to you guys when I finish loading up, alright? Hope you guys understand. See you around once it's done. Dang! Darn it! Guess it's a running session then. I wanted to lay down and relax, but you see, when it comes to playing certain games where it requires my total concentration, I need to relax because then my muscles tense up, then my bones and joints start to strain. And I'm 25 years old, don't you know? Another 5 years and I'm gonna be 30. Three, two, one. Luckily for me, I don't do drugs, or else I'd be like, "Welcome to Pillowwood, right?" That's a Family Guy joke. Or no, "Welcome to Pillowwood, right?" Actually, nah. To make this session short so I could have my normal day, I'll just run this load up to the iron mine, then I'll stop the session. I know. Shouldn't you be doing more? Well, not unless I want to be a crusty old man in my 30s, so... Well, I'll still end up being that in the end. This microphone's dusty. Need to clean it off. Microphone will be off, so I could clean it up. There. That should take care of it. Ah, bugger. There. It's nighttime and I already feel tired. There! I had to slow down because that curve bends this locomotive like no one's business. Oh yeah, I forgot how steep this gradient is. Come on, oh girl. Don't fall flat on your face. Do I have a brake on somewhere? No, no brakes on. Fucker. Damn it! If I had any chance to catch this locomotive, I have to get ahead of it. Now that's perfect picture seat. There. Huh, I thought I picked everything up. Oh wait, no I haven't. Now this engine's gonna be cold, so I'll have to stoke it again. Yeah, what did I tell you? She'd be cold. Now this here is a Shay, but it's not the Shay we all know and love. This is a smaller Shay. Judging by the sound, it sounded like a motor for a second. Phew, I was worried I was pulling the other locomotive with us. And I guess I'll give my gripes about this locomotive too. Now, when it comes to this locomotive, the developers of Railroads Online really failed. Not Mark Hubert, the new owners of Railroads Online. There, shut that one up. Now, what they failed at, the valve gear on this locomotive is exactly like Eureka. The only difference being is this one's vertical and the other one's diagonal. Oh yeah, I forgot this locomotive was cold. So need to wait for steam pressure. Hey, I gave full brake application. Now, like I was saying, the valve gear on this is no different than Eureka. The difference being this is vertical and the other one's diagonal, and these ones are close together while the other ones are split apart. But it uses the same system. This linkage is called the Stephenson's valve gear. There, up the pressure. The Stephenson's valve gear work exactly on Eureka, but the difference being is that when you move that lever forward and backwards, these brass pieces move left to right to change the direction of the cylinder, the valve gear, the valve timing to tell the cylinders to go forward or backwards. When you move that reverser, they don't move at all. Trust me, watch. See, it's like right there where you could see it. Now, if this was all the way forward, like the model suggests, then that means that bar would have been all the way over here. If I pull it back, see, the whole linkage doesn't even move. So now that I have it all the way back, that would have been all the way over there. They didn't even bother to fix the 3D model. It's only set to look what it would look like if you left it in complete dead center. Not full forward or full reverse. Without any further ado, let's get this train on the roll. Oh, come on, girly. Seriously? I seen you haul cars like this, no problem. Oh, don't tell me this locomotive's not strong enough for this job now. Come on, girlie, I know you could do the job. She's not strong enough. Alright, I'm gonna get Eureka and get this up. Overshot. But, as I was saying about the Shay, it's completely different to Eureka itself. And bastardly bugger. For example, the Shay is a geared locomotive. And some of you may be asking, what's a geared locomotive? Some people who are probably watching this would already know what a geared locomotive is. But to answer those questions about the geared locomotive, there's my spine. Alright, a geared locomotive is a locomotive that takes the rotational power from the engine that's supposed to run to the wheels and runs it through a shaft instead. The shaft is then connected to gears that connects onto the driving wheels of the locomotive. That is a definition of a geared locomotive. It's a locomotive that doesn't have a direct drive system to the wheels. Unlike this one. You see the cylinders are directly connected to the wheels, yes? Well, that's because this is a direct drive locomotive. The other one is a non-direct drive. Basically, it's like, say you have a transmission on a car. You know it's almost a direct drive from the gearbox to the drive wheels, yes? Well, that's technically the point. But the point of non-direct driven vehicles, like say you take a rotational output from a transmission and then put it through a chain and then connect it to the wheels. The term of what I said, taking the rotational output from a transmission, then put it through chains, then a wheel, it means that you're not directly connecting the transmission to the wheels. You're only taking the rotational output out of the transmission, putting it through chains, and then putting it to the wheels. It's all mechanical inputs, and some people don't understand how mechanics work, and mechanics is a dying art and a dying breed. Now, some of you might notice how the sound is different now. Originally, when Railroads Online came out, you could never couple two locomotives together and expect them to work. But now, you can. You can stick two locomotives together and you can have them work together. Which is kind of nice because that certainly saves a lot of hectic, brain-hurting situations like this. Now, pardon me if I'm not going to be in front of the camera, but I'm tired, and it's going to take a while before these engines get to the top anyway, so do pardon me. Alrighty, folks, I'm back. Pardon for disappearing. Again, just needed to relax. Oh, come on, come on. Oh. Wasn't it full throttle? Whew. No, I'm not tired, just bored. What's the difference? Simple. You're just as tired, but the only difference is you don't want to close your eyes. Alright, I'll stop right here. I said forward. cars left to go. And don't think I'm a hermit or a couch potato. I do go outside. I do like sunlight. Somewhat. I like to have sunglasses. At least it protects my eyes. $1,753. And some of you might be asking, what's the goal of Railroads Online? Theoretically there is no goal. But technically your goal is to connect tracks to businesses, deliver cargo to unlock your trains. And that's about it. There's no story arc or something like that. Just plain old railroading. Which, if I remember correctly, I think Railroad Centuries of Steam use the same concept, but the difference is that you get to operate your locomotives like you're actually doing the job. And that, and if you want to do a storyline, then I guess you can. Well, there you have it, folks. That's me. That's me doing railroading at its finest. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you want to see more of railroading, don't forget to give a like and subscribe, and click on that notification bell to be notified of any new videos. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you guys around next time. Thank you, and goodbye.